right, welcome back. Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming, plays Delta Green in Possible Landscapes. Thank you, Brad. I am joined by my friends, some of which were in better health than others, like Brad.
So sad.
Hello.
Brad, like
had a cold last week. Sorry.
I thought you told him about the prognosis.
Oh,
2 months. That's a rough.
2 months.
That's rough, buddy.
But you know what? He's still here, and that's some dedication. If you had 2 months to live, would you choose to continue this podcast?
I hope the answer is yes.
That's
It should
all
be
we
yes.
would do.
Yeah.
And I would.
We need to finish this
obligate-
campaign before you go, Brad.
Hurry, Brad.
I would force all of you to quit your jobs and do this all day, every day, until we finish the campaign.
So that's Brad playing Hank Ellis, and that you just heard was Dace playing Benji.
Yo.
And we
A
have
gentleman's yo.
a gentleman's yo. And we of course have Jean playing Benedict, who has a kind of parrot type thing, some type of stuffed animal.
Mm-hmm.
It's
that-
clearly a wolf.
Is that a statement animal? Is that a statement piece? That's
I don't know. I just thought we might
you
be
know-
dry on banter, so I thought I'd supply some material.
As you missed that day in elementary school when they covered the difference between parrots and wolves.
it's on his shoulder. For those who are missing the visual gag, Jean has a small stuffed animal wolf apparently on his shoulder in a very
Anybody could make that
parrot-like
mistake.
manner.
Okay. I'm following.
You know what? I'll just put it away. It's causing
Too much grief.
bad vibes.
It ends up being what breaks up the podcast.
This is it. It was already so tenuous, you know.
Yeah.
I've,
We're basically like Stevie Nicks and whatchamacallit.
yeah. Oh God, I know the band you're talking about. I can't remember all of a sudden. Anyway, I had a question for you guys.
What are you talking about? Fleetwood Mac?
Yes.
Yeah, that's us. We're Fleetwood Mac. That level of success, creativity, and also inward tension.
Yes. Inward sexual
We're not all-
tension.
Yeah,
Sexual
dating each
tension.
other though.
I call it Stevie Nicks.
I have a
I don't
question.
know if I want to be her or to fuck her.
Hey,
Anyways, go on.
¿Por qué no los dos? Is the question. Anyway, so I have a question for you guys for today. What is the kind of in the theme of what we do in Delta Green, being a horror podcast? We don't get into the horror element of the banter very often, but what is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you in real life? And not necessarily something that you look back on it and it was like, oh, that was scary, but like in the moment, you were convinced that something really, really scary was going on. I know mine, and
I've got mine. And it involves
You go
you.
first.
does it involve me? I wonder if it's the same thing, actually, because mine involves you and Brad.
Never
Brad wasn't
experienced
there.
fear.
Was this when we were out on the trails?
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. So
You want to go first, set the mood?
yeah. So I think Brad was there for this. I think it was me, you, and Brad, and maybe.
What are you talking about? Running in the dark?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were out on this area. It was this big, long running trail. It's this really just straight shot of this road. I think it's 3 miles one way. And it's almost entirely straight, kind of out in the woods on the edge of town, where we grew up and where we went to college. And we were out running at it was probably like 10 o'clock at night. We just all decided to go out for a run. And when we were out there, we're running and we see these 2 lights in front of us. And they look like headlights, like the way they're spaced and whatnot. And which is weird because there's supposed to be no vehicles on this road to begin with. And so it's coming, but it's coming really, really slow. But then the lights, as we're running, it's coming, it's like meeting us on this pretty small road. The lights kind of began to shift a little bit, like that they weren't keeping their spacing. And it was just like this really like uncanny valley, like what the fuck is that kind of thing. And then they started to move like almost like more erratically, and there was definitely this element where I think at some point in time one of us was like someone said out loud like, what the fuck is that? Because it was just like our heads just weren't in the zone. Now when we got to it, obviously it was two bicyclists who were riding with their little headlights on, but it was just this very visceral, like, just like, what
Panic.
is that? Yeah, just
Run.
like this very kind of deep down panic for something that overall didn't seem that big of a deal, you know, in the hindsight.
I wasn't scared because also like Brad, I feel no fear.
Well, it's
but I
because
think
Brad
what it
feels
was,
nothing.
it's like-
I think is what you mean.
Yeah. That's right. But I really thought it was an ATV. Like I thought it was a park ranger on an ATV, and then they just like drifted off so suddenly.
Yeah.
Like it was just startling. It's like shit, we're about to get abducted by aliens, and that's what this is.
Yeah. I remember that distinctly going through my mind. Of like, is this aliens? And I'm not really big in that stuff either. I'm just like, uh-oh. Like, and obviously, what's more like, I don't know, the idea of bicycles on a place where there are bicycles all the time just didn't come to mind.
Yeah. It's been a long run. It's at the end of a long run.
Yeah, it was at the end of
To our
the
credit.
entire 6 miles. So, anyway, you got yours, Days?
Yeah. It was when we were probably 10 or 11. We were camping out in a treehouse that Joe's stepdad had built for us. And we were about to go to sleep when we heard this noise in the forest. And it's impossible to describe this noise, but to the best of my to the best I can recall, it sounded like somebody hitting a piece of sheet metal with a hammer. Still to this day, I have no idea what the fuck it was, but I was so freaked out. Like, the kind of fear that just paralyzes you. Like, I thought it was a bobcat or a serial killer. Like, this is just the kind of noise that you don't hear in the middle of nowhere in the woods.
And this was pretty in the middle of nowhere, was where I grew up. So it's like,
Oh, yeah.
we weren't that far from the
Yeah.
house,
And,
but it was,
I think we did have a shotgun with this, which... Mississippi,
That's
two
you
10-year-olds with a shotgun.
kids growing up,
Treehouse.
kids who grow up in the country just kind of get entrusted with firearms. That's just part of the.
Because you gotta watch out for those blacksmithing bobcats.
Just yowling
That's what it was.
as it.
A legend is born.
Legend is born.
But yeah, that's the most scared I've ever been in my life. Just because I had no clue what it could be. Like it was just completely
Yeah.
yeah.
It is this
Hard to describe.
that fear of the unknown, right? It's just because
Exactly.
it could be
That's it.
anything, right?
That's it.
Yeah. What about you, Brad? What you got?
I wasn't really scared. I can't remember if I told this story. And neither do I. I don't believe in aliens either. I'm not saying it was aliens, but
Okay, but there it is.
Go on.
this was like some weird experimental aircraft. Okay, it was me and Jake. Yeah, we had been drinking a little bit, but I don't just.
What a great way to start. So our
But I
state
just
of
don't,
mind might have been a little
Ready
altered.
to reassure
But
us
I just
on the
don't like,
story.
you know, we both saw this thing, and it was literally outside one of our friend's house on the square. And at first it was like, 5 in the morning or something like that, or 4. And it was I thought it was geese flying at first because it was a V shape, but it was a very dim lights on it. And I swear it just like flew over us, and it was like super low to the ground and made no noise.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And this was in, nowadays I would say, okay, maybe it's like drones, but this was like in
Right.
when we were in college,
Yeah.
you know,
so it's pre
2011, 2012, something like
drones.
that.
Yeah.
Did it
Anyway,
go?
that was
Yeah.
No.
Did it make an insanely loud buzzing
It was
and
the silent
noise?
one.
It was trippy. I wasn't really scared, but I was like,
What the fuck
Did
was
we just
that?
see that?
Well, I don't know, like, where we grew up and where we went to school. I mean, there was a Air Force base fairly close. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Like-
insane that.
I wonder how long the military has had drones before it became common in the civilian world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially like the Air Force. Like the shit we had wasn't noteworthy at all. But then again, you still don't know what's secret and what's being worked on, right? Yeah.
Ooh,
And I
do you
think
have
I remember-
classified knowledge that you can't talk about, Joe?
Oh, pray tell.
Nothing interesting. I promise you. It's
Would you care to share
it's
it
not fun.
in this public space?
No, I don't. It's like
This seems like the right forum for whistleblowing. Yeah. Go ahead.
It wouldn't be whistleblowing because there wasn't like whistleblowing implies that there's like something going on. It's just like, yep, the military's doing
Well, then-
military stuff. Surprise.
That's just boring.
That's what you would say, isn't it?
That's what they want you. That's what they brain. I'm being brainwashed. That's really what it is. What about you, Jean?
I had to skip all my friends' birthday parties when I was growing up because I had to go to Italian school on Saturdays
Oh,
instead of going to everybody's birthdays. It's a sad story. But also, at this Italian school, they rented out.
was that the scary
Like,
thing?
that
I
what-
missed everyone's
This is- it's all-
birthday.
Wait for the. This is just. It's growing. It's all the
Italian
horror.
school. It's like, is that where they teach you how to eat
Italian?
spaghetti?
Yeah. They say no spoon, and they'd hit your hand if you
With
picked
a-
up
with a-
spoon.
with
Say,
a ruler?
"Don't do that. That's a trap.
You put that down right now.
No, just to learn Italian language more than anything else.
Okay.
But they hired out a school that was obviously just empty over the weekend. It was pretty much like 20 people for this really, really large school. So you used to kind of bring our own lunches and then go walk around during the 10-minute break or whatever that we had. And it was a creepy looking school. It's a creepy looking school. We kind of walked around a little bit. And then at one point, this is when I was like 10 or 12 or something, but all of us were kind of on edge. And then something made a noise in the window. I think actually it was something falling down. Like there were little owls painted up on the windows, like kids that had colored
Oh,
in some
okay,
owls in the windows. And we were really small, so we were looking up at these things. And then suddenly, like, we had the feeling like one of them just like popped up. It was like, and we ran. And to this day, it was probably not aliens. It was probably press stick or sticky tack.
Okay. Yeah, it probably was a failure adhesive, not ghost or
sticky tack.
What a
Yeah.
bizarre story. That was
Well, but it's like think about it. Like, well, I mean, think about that idea of like even like Dace's like when you're a kid, right? Like you're a kid.
Fever dream.
yeah. This is like what the
Yeah.
fuck Italian school.
Like, what does that mean?
What were you
I
saying?
love
Jen?
how that's the horror element.
Well, but like like
Italian
you're a
school
kid,
on a
right?
Saturday.
You're a kid around other kids, and like you kind of can get each other wound up, and you're in this like kind of like
Yeah.
us any building like we talked about like that, like the idea of the liminal space, like it's just innately scary, like
Yeah.
or innately unnerving. So it's like you're already
Yeah.
kind of at that space.
It could have been an owl you heard, Dace, because they make some crazy noises. They sound like monkeys.
I think the most likely thing is it was a buck in heat.
Maybe.
Oh, when they blow out.
Just going at
Yeah.
a piece of metal.
just wailing.
Just fucking a piece of metal. Just homping it.
Is that what they do? I feel it's like this is why you guys need shotguns.
This is why we got to
You know,
carry
we get
shotguns
quiet.
out there.
And God forbid when they confuse you for the piece of metal. You don't want to be that person.
Yeah,
Just don't go to sleep in a space blanket.
you'll be happy you had that firearm. Oh man! Speaking of weird spaces to be in and weird situations to find yourself, our crew has found themselves in a bit of a sticky wicket. After coming back from Boston, after coming back from the night world, the crew found themselves needing some rest, trying to get their ducks in a row, figure out what they're going to do next. We're supposed to go to this hotel. What is this hotel? Then only to discover that, and I don't know who posited it, and I neither confirm nor deny it, but it was posited that Delta Green had gotten involved and had basically told the world that these guys were escaped mental patients from the Dorchester. and that they were highly dangerous, and they found their pictures all over televisions, all over the news. They were then contacted by, apparently, Mr. Wilde, or someone on behalf of Mr. Wilde, who invited them to a video store right down the street from where they are to talk with the lawyers of Ed Wist, specifically Robert Norris, who apparently represents his estate, who told them that there was a debt to be owed, that apparently they owed Mr. Wist, who you guys know is linked to Mr. Wilde in the night world, that you guys apparently owed him something, but that arrangement was no longer relevant, so that you guys needed to arrange a new meeting. And he basically gave you a task to perform, and then assured you that you would be paid well, that you'd be, rewarded generously. That being said, I suppose I'm getting ahead of myself, because I am missing the part where Benji put on the Cloak of Truth that they got from
right.
Esther Samahina, and boy howdy was that a good time. I think Benji technically crossed another breaking moment, but he chose to stave off the insanity, which is a chance in and of itself. And then also, the only thing more damaging to one's sanity than using a body morphing magical cloak is watching someone using a body morphing magical cloak, as Benji became his old, now I believe zeroed out bond, that you've completely run that bond. Your old dissertation head, your old head professor, Wendy Wright. All the way back from 95. It's a good throwback. But yeah, the crew finds themselves sitting in the parking lot of this old school kind of video rental place, in the Jambulance, having received this assignment to go down to the, I believe it is the, let's see, what was the name of the building? I want to get this right. Yes, the Boston Prudential Tower, which is one of the largest towers in all of Boston. You guys have been assigned to go in there, turn on all the lights at a certain time of night, all these different lights, and Brad, in classic Sixth Sense ruining fashion, went, "Oh, I bet it's the yellow sign." He's right. It's the yellow sign. So yeah, so that is where you guys are. So, what are we doing? And I will say, I'm going to say that by the time that you guys, basically once there's any downtime, or where you guys aren't actively engaged in something, that's going to be when Benji's, because you repressed this psychological break, but it doesn't go away forever. You delay it, essentially.
You're telling me Benji's a ticking time bomb? What? No.
Oh no.
That doesn't sound right.
What I'm saying is because you suffer from catatonic fugues, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that by the time you actually manage to get back, that I don't want to do it right now, because I don't want you to just sit there and be quiet, because that's kind of dumb for the gameplay portion. But basically, if there's a point where you guys are driving somewhere or something like that, Benji's gonna just kind of be out of it.
Okay, so this session is gonna be like Crank. Benji's just gonna have to do all the drugs and
every now and then
as much adrenaline as possible.
Every now and then, one of you guys just have to reach over there and slap the shit out of Benji.
Slap.
So yeah, so you're in the van. What are you guys gonna do? You have this file folder that kind of tells you what to do. Yeah, what now?
Who are we more scared of right now? Random question to the car. Who are we more scared of right now?
What?
And ever? What do you mean? Out of everyone that exists?
Are we talking about
Yeah.
Are we talking about blacksmith bobcats, or are we talking about that's...
No, hush, Joe. You're not in the car.
Oh, sorry. I get out of the van.
Get out the van. No, this is a legitimate question. I think from last time I wanted to understand who we could trust, and now I want to know who we're more afraid of, and can see where to go.
Yes, Wendy Wright here. Hello, Benedict.
right.
Oh Lord. Still.
It did occur to me that by exposing the masses to the yellow sign, we would essentially be doing the very opposite of what we are meant to do as Delta Green agents. Therefore,
You
this
still
Riveting.
identify as a Delta Green agent.
Look, asshole, somebody had to say it out loud. Well, starting a conversation. It just shut me down. All right, take it away, Hank.
It's not a bad. Well, like, but what Jean?
It's a legit question.
Well, I mean, what Jean / Benedict said there, like, that's not a bad question. Do you still identify as a Delta Green agent?
I'm also trying to
Wait.
gauge his like sanity, so I'm not trying to fuck with you.
He's as sane as he can be while pretending to be his ex-professor.
You're having this conversation with him, and it's like, and the weird thing is like, you know that it's a Benji, but the way that this unnatural effect works, you cannot see it. You cannot see Benji. It is this woman, as far as you can tell. Like, it's weird.
Okay.
Take off that silly disguise.
No, don't take it off. Just you do you. Let's
All
not
right, I
find
won't.
out what happens if you take it off.
Oh yeah.
Whatever are you
Consequences.
talking about, Hank?
Oh God, so creepy.
Well, like Benji said, we definitely cannot.
Wendy.
Wendy.
Wenji.
Wendy.
Yeah.
If I have a vote, I say we do not go through with this plan and turn on all these lights and expose the masses to the yellow sign.
What if instead of the yellow sign, we turned the lights on in a fashion that formed a gigantic middle finger?
That would be fun, for sure.
For the
I'm
laws.
not. I'm okay with that. So we do think that we still need to protect people at this point and
Well, I
try
didn't.
to do
Joe
as
just-
little harm as possible.
Joe just gave us some more information. No, I don't remember anyone saying that Delta Green put out the hit for us. That makes way more sense than what we were saying last time.
Oh, I was pretty sure of it.
Yeah, somebody
Okay.
had mentioned it.
Well, well, that's probably. I mean, we should have expected something like that because we something was going to come from us not meeting with them. I forgot how many sessions back, but we chose not to meet with
The death meeting. Yeah, we
Yeah.
chose not to go and be
and,
assembled.
Retirement
that-
party. Retirement party.
and because of that decision, we're probably seen as rogue agents.
Do you think we can get back in their good graces?
By turning on these lights in the formation of the yellow sign.
Yes.
No, in the formation of a middle finger.
If there's anything that Delta Green's gonna be like, you know, those guys are kind of, you know what? I know we've had problems with them, Cell. They're kind of fun.
Get them back in. Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
They're kind of fun guys.
I'm not married to the middle finger. It could be something like a large phallus or a smiley face.
Ooh.
Mm.
Can we? That's a good idea. When Wenji, what are the odds that there's something that could cure the sign? People who have been exposed. What do we think? Think there's a way for us to figure out if there's a way to roll back the damage?
Are you suggesting like a sign that's the opposite of the yellow sign? Like a restorative glyph?
Yeah, like voodoo tattoo-esque stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some occulty
Well,
summon.
we did say last session that Joe would allow me to keep researching this if I decided to use that as my one action for the night. So maybe this is a good time to re-roll.
Yeah, I would say that if you... Contingent on the fact that you're going to have a catatonic... you're going to go into a catatonic fugue here for probably an hour. So I guess it depends on what you guys want to do from here. Like, if you guys just, like, want to go back to the hotel and try to strategize, let Wenji kind of go in and out of this fugue, and then give him time to, you know, kind of come to his senses. And do some research.
Yeah, we probably should go to another spot. Not the same spot we went to, but a different low-key spot. And talk about our next step.
Yes. I don't
Oh, God.
feel quite right. I can feel something coming on. I think I'm going to do something terrible.
That is reassuring.
Fantastic. Well, if you guys want to go somewhere, like what are you looking for again? Like just another rundown hotel? You gonna try to get another safe house kind of deal? Like what's your feel?
Are you saying you need the bathroom, Wenji?
I really quite have to go.
Maybe we should just drive around for a little bit. I think staying mobile is a good idea. And I want to make sure that the jammer is still on.
Yeah. You can definitely just keep the jambulance on all the time.
With the jammer. He's paranoid at this point.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, you can. You can just roll around with the jammer on all the time. The car does need to be on in order to power it. But, you know, if you're just driving around, it doesn't matter.
Can we afford all that gas?
I'm not worried about you paying for gas.
Stay away from my
No,
standard
let's really
purchases.
get into this.
Yeah, let's really dive into
Stay away from them.
Can someone Google gas
What's a
prices in
diesel?
Boston in 2015, please?
Right on
Gas
it.
price to standard purchase converter.
It's just really,
com.
really riveting, really riveting podcast stuff right there. Okay, so you guys just want
Yeah,
to
I
kind
think we should probably let him experience this episode, but also see if we can find out some more information. I don't know. It might just be a dead end, but it's probably worth pursuing now that we've got this opportunity. Maybe we can undo some of the damage, reach out to Delta Green, and make ourselves...
Oh, you want to reach back out to
An
Delta
asset.
Green in order to figure this
Only
out?
if we can fix this. I think we can't come to them empty-handed, because they were just going to get bullets to the face. But if they need us, less bullets to the face.
Remind me why they want to kill us?
Because we didn't go to that meeting, is what I'm theorizing. So we haven't had contact with our handler or anyone in quite a while.
I think they cleaned up just before. We knew about Marcus dying, right? Or do we not know?
You got the impression that Marcus is no longer answering his phone. It was right after you. It was the day after you guys sent, or it was a day or two after, you guys sent. What's her name? Ch3, Ophelia Ch3, that you handed her over. And then after that, you guys were already kind of, I think, heading back to Boston. And then you kind of lost contact with Marcus. And that was when you were invited for this meeting.
Okay. So we're doing a hotel room or what?
What about a nice state park?
We're gonna sleep in the park.
Boston? Are there? I don't know. If there's a state
good
park near
point.
Boston. I will say, because it was talked about a good bit last time, and again, like I always want to be aware of the difference between character knowledge and player knowledge. Benji, you do have this interesting feeling about this demon, this Remax agent realtor demon.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Yes, I was sure. I was thinking you probably forgot about it. So it's like, and I think, and keep in mind, if I can remember which of the demons it was, I think it was Malphus. Yes, it was
Patricia McSwain.
Yes, Patricia McSwain, who Benji had this idea that was the demon Malphus with a PH. And so yeah, you get the impression that there is something there, and there was an idea I think that Benji had that maybe you guys could reach out and see what this demon had to say. And then also there was another demon. There was someone else. There was another business card there that Benji was also pretty sure was another demon. This Marie J. Maltheus, which is very similar to Malthus.
Yeah, I wrote down Benji now.
Oh, you turned into a robot for us.
Am I back?
You're good. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're back.
I wrote down that Benji has some sort of connection to demons now.
Yeah.
Could I just like ring them up in my head? Could I give a mental phone call?
If you're asking me if Benji wants to do, Benji has the idea right now that he feels like he could find the demons that he wants to find. Like, you don't know whether...
Okay.
Now, obviously, this is a little more distinct because you have business cards. But Benji gets the idea that you could probably reach beyond that.
Gentlemen, there is another course of action that we could take. I could reach out directly to this Patricia McSwain.
Say that again. You couldn't quite catch that last part.
Patricia McSwain.
You know.
But yes, I believe she's a demon. She could offer some perspective, or possibly another option.
That's my vote right now. We go find
Wow.
her.
How the mighty have
We've come a long way.
How the mighty have fallen. Where Hank's like, you know what? You know what, guys? Let's go talk to the demon.
Well, one thing I would I'm not gonna do, I really don't want to do, is put this yellow sign on this
think we're all
skyscraper. So we
Unless
can't
we
go
have
back
to.
to Mr. Wild, and I also don't quite like the idea of going setting up a meeting with Delta Green after they kind of have a hit on us. I don't know if things are just gonna be go back to normal, so to speak, with them.
And when you really think about it, it's not the most efficient way to get the yellow sign to the masses. What if we were to say, catch lots of cats and paint the yellow sign on the cats and release the cats in the city?
Yeah, he's stupid. It's a stupid idea.
Right.
Those are the last words you hear from Benji as he slips off into a catatonic fugue.
You can tell he's already getting there.
Okay, so
Okay.
are you guys going to this?
Wait. He shakes him. Don't go to sleep just yet. McSwain.
I'm
Where
awake.
to? Give us an address.
All right. Maybe Benji will pass out and like he'll snore, and like the louder he snores, the closer you are to the...
like a metal detector. Just like,
Yeah. But maybe I can give an address, like...
you
How-
guys, if you guys call this number, this a real estate office number, you're told that both agents, both Marie J. Maltheus and Patricia McSwain, are out working. Who are you trying to get a hold of? Which one do you think?
I thought they were in the
Patricia.
same office.
They work in the same office. Yeah. Okay. Who's your priority? How about that?
Actually, let me go to Demon Web real quick and see the difference between them. Wasn't there one that was like a gatherer of artificers?
I can't remember which one that was.
Yeah, one's like an armorer.
Because
So we're
what if
thinking
we
mech
got...
suits.
Yes,
Clockwork
our
mech
ocean.
suits.
Mech
Oh.
suits. That's exactly
I'm
what
down
I'm
for
thinking.
this.
Carcosian Gundams.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
No, what a sicker idea has never been.
that's
dreamt
never
of.
has ever been told.
That'd be cool.
Was it Malthus? Let's see.
It's Malthus with a PH and Malthus with a TH.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out which one is the
Cooler one.
artificer centric.
That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
PH one. Buildeth houses, high towers, strongholds, catheth down stones, can destroy.
No. Malthus with the TH. Buildeth towers, filled them with ammunition and weapons. Hell's own armorer. That's the one I want.
Okay.
All right.
So that was this Marie J. Malthus. Okay, so there is this, however the catatonic fugue happens. Let's see.
It must be a full moon. I feel funny.
So there is this element, and Benji, you guys call the office and you're told that these two are not available. But that being said, even then, Benji, the more you think on it, the more you feel like you know. Give me a power roll for Benjerino.
Benjerini.
Let's see what we get here.
Okay. Success with a 54 under 60.
64. Okay. Benji, you guys, you know where the office is supposed to be, but you find yourself you guys find yourself at a kind of at like a new development, area. And Benji, and I don't know, it's like they're very much like, how does Benji go about telling these guys to go somewhere that he doesn't understand himself? Like, is it just like, what is that like for Benji?
You're probably just like a divining rod, finding water. You're just like point, right, left, straight.
Yeah, like not even
But-
really knowing where you're going.
If I'm in a catatonic state, I don't know how that would.
We'll say you come out of your state by then. The catatonic fugues are really specific and really significant when shit's happening. But
Yeah, under stress. isn't
Okay.
it?
yes, so you have time to go in and come out. You guys make it to a new development, what looks like a new suburb, kind of on the edge of Boston. It's the kind of place like where they're building a Whole Foods. Is like being built in this new kind of upscale area, but there's really not a lot here right now. There's even fewer people living in any of these houses. Like many of the houses and lots have foundations poured and are beginning to be constructed. It's supposed to be like a little walkable community, but it's definitely supposed to be for like higher end suburb. You guys pull up and because what day is it? It's currently the 17th of September, and we're going to say it's about, and that is a Thursday. We're going to say it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you guys get there. You guys get there and you pull up, and there's like some construction workers and stuff like that. But again, you guys have this kind of unmarked van. It's very in line with a lot of construction-y kind of stuff, so it's like you don't really stick out. You guys are sitting there, and as you're kind of sitting there, and Benji, you kind of suddenly find yourself really at a loss for where to go. But you don't know if this is where you're supposed to be. Are you at the spot? Because there's really no one here. Not really.
The trail's gone cold.
We look around. Alertness.
Yeah, give me that alertness.
Success. 28 under 49.
Did someone else roll too? Did anyone get a critical or anything?
I failed.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, Benji, you're kind of in your own world. Benedict, you see, turning the corner around the street, you see a BMW, a fairly new BMW. And it's kind of cruising, and you see a familiar-looking woman in the front seat. You see this Marie J. Malthus. She pulls up, pretty much beelines. And again, like the roads here, they're like the streets are poured out, but it's mostly construction equipment out on it, and a few construction workers here and there. And she pulls up and rolls her window down. Just pulls it right up by the van.
Oh, wow.
Hi!
Oh, hello. We know what you are, demon.
Oh my!
Excuse my friend there. Very forward of him.
We know what you are, white devil.
He's going through. They're going through a rough time.
She goes like, "Oh well, she's like, well, it's good then. Everyone knows everyone then, so I guess no introductions. Do you just want to follow me, or do one of you want to hop in?
Well,
Where are we
can
going?
we grab a coffee or something? Maybe.
She looks at her watch. Maybe she has like a BlackBerry, like like in a car mounted thing. She looks very busy. There's like papers on the passenger seat. She's like, "Oh, I really got to make this quick."
Okay, quick question. Do you know an Ed Wist or Mr. Wild, as he's known? And then we'll carry on.
Oh, you should
know this
follow
guy?
him. You should just follow me. Time's a ticking. Time's money.
Okay.
Can we perhaps get like a clue of where we're going?
There's a clipboard. She pulls it up, turns the page. Number 34, right down here. And if you look in your rearview mirror, out of all of the buildings that are here, there's one that looks fairly complete, at least on the outside, which is down the street behind you guys, probably about 100 meters.
I say we
And,
follow her.
Just remind me, what are we doing? My friend knows what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. What are we doing again?
I think I've got some stuff for you guys. Listen, someone roll me some type of charisma-based roll to convince her to be more amenable to you.
Oh God!
Here's a good
I gotta-
question. Oh, for
I got a fumble.
Hank got a success.
here's a question, Joe. Does human intelligence work on demons?
Actually, real quick, Benji, sanity check.
That's not what I was really
Wow.
I said
angling
sanity
for.
check.
That's what you get for
That's what you
asking
get, you
questions.
son of a bitch.
A failure. 60 over 35.
Shit.
Do you want to roll the
Yeah.
d4, or do you want me
Here
to
it
do it?
comes. I'll do it. I'll sign my own death warrant.
Let's see.
D4. Here it comes. 2.
Do you want to take that 2 sanity damage, or are you going to deflect?
I'll take it.
Okay. You just recently gone over a threshold, right?
Yep.
What's your sanity at right now, by the way?
Breaking point's 24. Sanity is 33.
Yeesh.
Yeesh,
Here's the
indeed.
thing, Benji. You're sitting here and you're looking at this woman and you're racking your brain of like, is this really a demon? This just looks like a person. Obviously, something's going on here. Benji, you think you know what this demon is about. Yes, you have the idea from the Ars Goetia of, like, what the idea for what Malthus is be able to do. To build towers and fill them with ammunition and weapons as Hell's own armorer. You think that this demon, specifically for your purposes, is literally going to be able to provide you with weapons and ammunition.
Yes.
You think that wherever you're going and whatever this demon has to offer you, it's going to be in order to suit up, to get guns.
Hank, Benedict, it's quite all right. Let's follow the scary demon and get lots of cool armor and weapons.
Did anyone roll that? Did anyone roll that charisma-based roll to try to convince her?
Yeah, Hank got a success. I got a fumble. It was a small fumble.
How
though.
did those two
It wasn't like a big
measure
fumble.
out?
Yes, he wanted tea again.
It's just
I'm gonna say that your success combined with your fumble, that you get a null result of that. That's the
Very generous.
that's the consequence of
Thank
your
you,
fumble is that it cancels out Hank's failure. Or it cancels out Hank's success. So she's going to do this. She's going to say, "Oh, listen, I really got to go." She's going to reach in the floorboard, in the passenger floorboard, and she's going to pull out a ring of keys. And they all have numbers on them. She's going to swing through them, pull one out, and she's going to hold it out to you. You know, she's going to like lean across out the window to hold it up to you.
Okay.
She's like, "Here you go."
I'll grab it.
She's like,
we'll follow you then.
"Actually, I gotta go. But just go ahead. Everything that you need should be there. And
Any
good luck."
dangerous guard dogs, creatures,
Nope.
clockworks?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. What a weird thing
I
to
human
ask.
that shit.
Bye.
So no human that. Okay.
You can human it.
Rolls up the window and
You can.
I would
human
like
it
to
if you want.
human that.
Make sure you guys are
That's a
marking your
success
failures.
on my human.
Yeah. Yeah. Always mark your failures. You have no reason. You don't think? You think she seems pretty genuine? Like, it's kind of hard for, I think, Benedict to mesh these two realities of this person being a demon, but also being a person. So it's like, but as far as you can tell, she's not intentionally deceiving you or intentionally pulling you into a dangerous situation.
Just a nice demon who wants to give us lots of guns.
It's a nice demon.
Cool.
So yeah, what do you guys
go.
want to do?
Go to the house. Get the
No
weapons.
downside.
Go
Absolutely
downside.
no downside at all. Joe's just
Caution
giving
to
us
the
nice
wind.
things.
Rush in.
I just feel like you guys have
Suit it up.
had a really hard time. And
Joe just wants us to survive and not engage our backup characters.
Yeah,
That's what he
that's
wants.
what I want.
All right, let's check out this building.
Okay. You guys pull up to the building. Again, this is like it's like a 4-bedroom, 2-story, like kind of nice house. It appears to be, again, like the siding on the outside looks like it's all done. It becomes very apparent very quickly if you peek through one of the windows as you pull up that the inside, like they still haven't put down the flooring. The walls and the ceilings haven't been textured and painted, but the outside is pretty much done.
I'm gonna roll alertness.
Okay.
See if there's any traps, any Carcosian clockwork babies
What
hiding
are
in
you
cabinets.
even talking about right now?
Of course, that's a failure.
All right. Yeah. So, Benji, you like what is that? What do you think that alertness check? Are you like looking in the windows or like kind of like walking around back or like what are you doing?
Yeah, walking around the house.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone?
Take note of all the exits.
Yeah. Back door, front door, garage door. Yeah. You don't notice anything, but any of you who do look inside, you do see that there is a sign. There's like a piece of paper that looks to have been taped to. There's not even a rail on the stairs inside that go to the second floor. It's just the stairs. There's a piece of paper with an arrow that points up. And like that's like taped to the and it says delivery.
What time of day is it?
It's about 1 PM.
Okay. In that case, Wendy's gonna stick a shotgun down her pants
As one does.
and stiff leg it up to the front door.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know,
Going in.
and there's probably also another one of these situations where, like, when you get to the front door and there is like a little key box, and if you use the key that she opened, there's also a garage clicker in it that allows you to enter their garage if you so choose. But basically, you want to go in strapped, is what you're saying.
Right.
Yep. It's pretty much
Yeah, Hank.
Well,
getting into a new Airbnb, punching in the code, but with shotguns and
Right.
flashbangs, tactical vests on.
mhm. Gentlemen, shall we?
After you,
Shall
the lady.
Ladies first. Yep. Let's
Okay.
open that door.
Okay. You open the door, and again, like you're not even sure if the water is on in this place. You know, there might be a kitchen sink, but there's like the toilets are not even installed; they're just sitting in the bathrooms, kind of thing. But yeah, it seems to be. It's got that smell of new construction, and there's this little sign that says "delivery" and kind of points up the stairs.
Hank will give a quick look around of the inside of the house and then head upstairs if he doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
Are you talking about giving a roll? Are you doing a roll?
Just
or are you
alertness.
forensic?
Alert.
Okay. Yeah.
Alertness
Give me your
roll.
alertness.
Critical.
That is
one.
a
Nice.
critical. That is a 1. That is a
All right,
1.
Hank.
All right, Hank
Hank
goes
may
through.
save us yet again.
Well, I can imagine that maybe even Hank maybe stops you guys as you go in, and maybe Hank goes in first. There is a thin layer of dust on everything, as is many construction sites. And Hank can see that it appears, and Hank notices, like, right as you open the door, Hank, you notice that there appears to be, in the dust, like a trail. It looks like someone has carted a dolly back and forth to the staircase and gone up the stairs. You can identify, because this is critical, you can identify 2 sets of footprints. But they don't seem to go anywhere in the house. They seem to go straight upstairs. You can do a downstairs.
With a critical, can I tell if they're both female? Or smaller shoes?
They're not. They're larger shoes. They appear to be
Okay.
more male-sized shoes, typically male-sized shoes. And you do a sweep of the downstairs, and you're here. You're listening upstairs, and it's so echoey. You know, if you've ever been in a building that's only partially built, everything's so echoey because there's nothing in there. You listen upstairs, and you strain, and Hank, you are almost certain that you guys are alone in this place.
Looks like we're alone, and whatever they left for us is upstairs. Hank will start to
Right.
walk upstairs.
Same.
You make it
Follow.
You make it upstairs. There's a landing, a small landing that goes into several of the bedrooms. Only one of the doors is closed. The other rooms appear to not have doors. Like the doors are maybe leaned up against the walls or something. Only one room has a door. And as you open it, you see very quickly that this is the master bedroom. It's the largest of the bedrooms. It does have a bathroom. It does have a toilet that seems to have been installed. But more importantly than that are the boxes. The boxes that are stacked almost chest high against all of the walls. They appear to be, they're like thick cardboard boxes, and down at one end is what appears to be a heavy military style tough box, like equipment case. And even as you look at these, and Hank, you've been around, you have some military-esque, like government experience. It does not take a genius to realize, to know what NATO 5.56 full metal jacket ball ammo means. These boxes are full, and it's like you can look at them. They're full of every imaginable kind of ammunition. Everything.
Wow.
Everything from machine guns to grenade launchers.
Damn.
Small arms, large arms, everything. Literally even belts of 50 caliber ammunition. As you guys begin to pull them apart. Anybody gonna hit up that case?
Why are you saying it like that?
I
wants
think
to open the
I'm a
case?
satisfizer. I'm a
Who?
satisfizer. I'm satisfied by this hole, and I think we just leave that big
Who
ominous
wants
case.
to open the case?
Okay, so there's
I'll do
you said in this room there's all this every possible
Every configuration.
ammo,
And it's all brand new.
but there's one case that's unmarked.
It's like a big,
What?
heavy, military case. Have you ever seen a big Pelican case that military equipment comes in? It's like a big, inside is cushioned and it's thick.
So it's fragile.
It does not say
Okay, before we open this, we've got that phone number for Patricia, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. Yeah.
Okay. Just one moment. He puts up a finger. He's gonna dial the number and try and get hold of Patricia. Put her on speakerphone.
Did you get a hold of the other demon? Or the one that you just talked to?
Sorry. Who did we just speak to?
Marie
Malthius.
Malthius, yeah.
Malthius. So Marie, I'd like to talk to Marie.
You get a voicemail. Hi, you've reached Marie J. Malthius with Remax. Sorry I can't come to my phone right now, but I would love to talk to you about an opportunity to serve you for your real estate needs. Please leave a detailed voice message, including where to get back to you. And if you're calling about the case, just go ahead and open it. Thanks. Bye.
Well, it's like a bit of a smoking gun. I feel a lot more reassured. I will go over and open the case.
Wait, is
This
there
lady-
just ammo in this room, or are there also arms?
This is just ammunition, as far as you can tell. And this case that you have
Okay.
yet to open.
Well, Wendy points her shotgun at Benedict just in case she needs to put him out of his misery.
Oh, can you point it at the case, please? I know you're a little confused. At the case.
I don't
I'm
understand.
still your buddy.
I'm doing the
still your
humane
buddy.
thing. I'm
God, Hank, just look after this man.
Well, and
Hold
I,
Hank points his gun at
at
Benji.
Benji. Well, and Hank, carrying, we'll carry over your alertness check. Hank gets to sniff this place. This box does not appear to be obviously booby trapped, if that's what you're worried about. It's like there's nothing. Again, it looks like a lot of the stuff has been placed here specifically for you.
Joe, I know you want us to open this box,
Mhm.
but you've imbued a sense of dread and fear and paranoia.
This is the
So you
kind
did
of
this.
this is the DM thing. It's like, oh, I said this one thing, and now they're reading into
I can't
it.
even get them to open a box.
All right, let's see what's in the box.
So we're in a Mexican
I think it's safe.
standoff situation.
I can't
Hank,
believe
shoot the
nobody
box.
said
Benedict holds
what's
a
in the
gun at
box
his
yet.
own head.
Yeah, I need everyone to roll me a luck roll.
Are we gonna get toys?
Just roll a luck roll.
42 for Benedict.
17. Hank.
Oh, 50 for Benji.
I think that's technically
That
passed.
technically passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so as the explosion
get
ripped through the
puppies.
room, no, I'm kidding.
What?
I mean, I'm kidding. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna make a few rolls here real quick, just for me. Don't worry about it. Blam blam blam.
Gonna get covered in mechanical spiders.
Okay.
What if it's a boy, a baby boy?
Hank, roll me a d10.
Okay.
Benji and Benedict, roll me a d6.
I got a 6.
Benji got a 4.
I got a 2.
What? What are you laughing at?
Joe's just chuckling to himself maniacally.
Hank, you pop open the top of this thing. Inside is something that I don't know. Inside are a few things. It's guns, if you guys hadn't guessed.
Lots of guns.
Guns, lots of guns.
Finally.
Yeah, we have been asking for it for 2 seasons.
Okay, inside
Flamethrower.
Inside, you see a series of military weapons. You see one. We're gonna say it's like an AK-47. You see one M24, which is the military standard
Jesus.
sniper rifle.
Nice.
And at the very bottom, you see that this thing looks a little full, like that stuff is sitting on top of a foam insert. You pull those guns out and pull out the foam insert, and inside, in 2 pieces in its barrel and body components, is an M2 50 caliber machine gun with tripod.
Yes.
Does anyone have a heavy weapon skill?
Nope.
Probably not.
Where would that be? Just like in our.
It's under
blurb?
heavy weapons, yeah.
Yeah, in the middle.
0.
So yeah, I imagine.
So I can tell you all about these weapons, but I
Yes.
don't know where the firing pin is.
Benedict can tell you
think I have a-
everything about them.
I have a 50.
In heavy weapons?
Oh,
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh
hell
boy, howdy.
yes.
Well, you guys are standing here, and I imagine like Hank, with his knowledge, he takes the barrel and slides it in the end of the M2, pulling the bolt back and turning it to cinch it in. It's so heavy, one man can barely hold it. But Hank stands up, holding it in like a Rambo kind of style. What does Hank say?
Oh my!
So badass.
Wendy starts perspiring.
Lock and load.
And at that, I believe we're going to go ahead and call it here for this episode. A little bit shorter one on this one, but yeah, I think it's probably a good place to go ahead and call it here. You guys are in this room with all the weapons. So effectively, I'm going to go and tell you, effectively, unless something really significant happens, you guys have unlimited ammunition for whatever it is you want.
Nice.
There is no concern
Benedict,
for that.
he does turn to the rest and say, "You guys know I'm a pacifist, right?"
Well, he says as he slides around into the M24.
Right.
All right, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Those of you who are live with us, man, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned. We are going to do another episode here after we take a short break. But how are you guys feeling? You guys feeling pretty good? Does the guns make you feel better?
Well, now I just want to go guns a-blazing in somewhere. I don't care where.
Fair.
I've got news for you. Now we can.
Now you can. But yeah. Listen, if you're listening, if you're watching, head over to our Reddit or in the description of wherever you are. If you like what you're listening to, I assume if you're this far in, you kind of like it. Please consider going to Spotify or Apple, giving us a good rating. It really helps out. And if you really like what you hear, you want to get a week early, please consider going over to Patreon. It's only $3, and becoming a subscriber. Becoming a contributor, you get access to some of our extra stuff, the sanity check, and episodes a week early. I do want to give a shout out to Andrew, who has just joined us.
Yay!
Hi, Andrew.
Really,
Nice.
really appreciate it. Thank you very much. It does mean a lot. But that being said, guys, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
Back at you,
Joe.
buddy.
Joe.
Yeah.
And
We finally got a win, boys.
finally, I'm sure the
I don't
guns. I'm
trust
sure the
it.
guns will help against the unnatural. But yeah. But yeah. So again, those of you who are joining us live, stay tuned. We'll be back here in a bit. Those of you who are joining us later, thank you very much for being here. Join us next week for see where these guys go and what they decide to do. But until then, stay safe and stay sane. Bye.
Later.